We are using in methodologies in Columbia, primarily the actual reporting out in the field. Our program is very skilled based. We teach reporters from the very first day how to go out and find information in the field, how to talk to real people, how to interview on the street, how to look for documents, how to use multimedia for reporting to gather information to build better stories. Everything goes back to the skill of reporting. Reporting is the most important skill that we can teach reporters in our program, because it's the heart of journalism. It's what makes stories good. It's what makes people have trust and makes reporters become reliable sources of information. We're teaching more with data. We're teaching more with multimedia on how to collect information in different ways, teaching ways to go out and find documents through investigative reporting. We are building skills in documentary filmmaking so that we can teach journalism on a long-form basis in magazine writing, and using web design so that we can present information in different formats. These are all methodologies that readers are expecting from news media companies, big and small, so that's what we are teaching students to do, to work in the real world. We are finding that all this methodology that we utilize and the way we teach is having a big impact. So this is a way that we are able to have an even greater impact beyond just publishing stories on our own at the school. We're developing these kind of partnerships, and in that way having a much broader impact around the world. We have such excellent students at Columbia because they have come to us from all over the world. 42% of our students every year are coming from 42 different countries. They're speaking dozens and dozens of languages. They've had every kind of experience you could imagine. They're ranging in age from 21 years old up to 50, 55, 60 years old. These are people with a lot of different kinds of experiences, life experiences that they're going to bring into journalism. Those are the experiences that we want them to share with fellow students. They're all working together in teams. They're spending a year studying together. And these are the kind of experiences that they will share, their culture, their language, their life experiences. And that just becomes a very big, important point. Our instructors are world class. They have covered every kind of story you could possibly imagine. They've covered wars, they've covered breaking news, they've done long-term investigations on every platform possible in television and digital formats. They have worked for magazines, they've worked for newspapers, they have had experiences on every continent. They are very dedicated to our students. What's really very important is that they're continuing to be practitioners. All of our full-time faculty members are continuing to write books. They're writing for magazines. They're producing documentaries. The role that our students are going to play in the real world after they leave Columbia Journalism School is to be a public servant. It's really at the heart of what we want them to do. Journalism at the very core is a public service, to go out and inform people on any subject. It could be about sports, it can be about arts and culture, theater, music, it could be an investigation of the environment, it can be an investigation about crime. But at the heart, what we want them to do is to provide a public service to keep people and readers, users, viewers, listeners informed about important topics, to better understand what it is that's happening in the world. We are innovating, just like journalism itself is constantly under a state of evolution and innovation. One of the most important things that we are doing is teaching our students how to use data, where to find it, how to clean it, how to analyze it, how to make it the spine of a story. But in finding and utilizing data, we want them to go beyond just looking at a data set and reprinting what the data says. We want them to understand what the data is trying to say, to question the data, to go out and find experts who can also tell us what data means, to find new ways to find documents online. A lot of documents are hidden in the dark web. We want them to be able to understand technology at a level to build the tools that will help them search. Tools sometimes don't exist for finding this kind of data or that kind of data, so we want them to be able to know technology at a level that allow them to not just be tool users, but tool makers to be able to find innovative ways to go out and search for information that will help them tell the story better, to better understand the story and help it be clear to our readers. Video is changing all the time. We want them to use new ways of presenting information in long form, short form, and to combine interactive graphics with all of the formats that they're using, whether it's digital, print, and magazines. So they're learning to combine all of the media into one sometimes and use different techniques to present stories on whatever format it is and to be very flexible. Journalism changes all the time, and we're having to teach our students to be very nimble, to be very open to innovation, and be very open to change. Journalism is increasingly an international profession. With a single click, I can, from the United States, read news anywhere in the world. I can read what's happening in La Vanguardia in Barcelona. I can read what's happening in País in Madrid. I can read newspapers in Egypt. I can read what's happening in Russia. I can see video from events happening any place on earth, and they can see things that are happening in the United States. It's important for us to be able to bring together students who are coming to us from all over the world who have these different experiences that I've discussed, to be able to understand how the world is changing. The world is not getting bigger, it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller, in a sense that we are connecting much more easily with other people who are partners, other media organizations. We have many more collaborations between media companies in one country to the next. We have projects like the Panama Papers that are bringing together more than 145, 150 different media companies with 350 journalists. So we have these kinds of collaborations that are global, and it's necessary because the news is global. Banking, economics, and socially and culturally, through immigration and technology, people are more interconnected than ever before. Columbia Journalism School, of course, for 100 years has been awarding the Pulitzer Prize in journalism. It's the highest prize, notably, around the world in journalism. But we're going to continue to look for the same thing we always looked for, that is great reporting in the storytelling. That hasn't changed. That is what we aim for as we teach students in our program. We want them to share those values of the Pulitzer Prize, which is, above all, just great storytelling, being very clear to the readers, so that readers, viewers, people who are understanding their stories at a much higher level, just get so much more from the journalism that they're consuming. That really hasn't changed in 100 years, and I can't see that we would ever want to change that.